Hello everybody, my name is Dratnos, and in this video I'm going to show you a skip that's been popping up recently in the past month or so that you can use to get through this area of Shrine of the Storm without actually having to use a death or any really complicated stuff. What you need for this is a druid with travel form, ideally one that's not the tank, or somebody else in your group who has a two-seater mount. Not all two-seater mounts work for this. The X-53 touring rocket definitely does. I think that the Sandstone Drake also does. The auction house and transmog mounts I think do not work for this, or at least if they do, it's a much tighter spot that you need to hit to make this thing work. So how does the skip work? Basically, you're abusing the fact that these stairs over here, in this spot here, they're a little bit buggy, and enemies that try and snap to somebody on the back of a two-seater mount here will instead just start evading, and then after 15 seconds, they will fully reset. And everything that was involved in that combat will also reset. And then you can, if you're all the way through by then, you just won't have to fight anything at all. You'll have completely skipped this entire area. So in MDT here, you can see this is usually how the skip works, is it usually goes along this line, and you can end up skipping all of the enemies here, including any emissaries that are along the way. So here is the footage from my Twitch stream. Actually, let me just reset this thing so I don't die while we're watching this clip. Okay, so here it is. Actually, I guess I'll mute it. You see, I'm on my two-seater mount here with the tank on the back. The reason you want the tank on the back of the two-seater mount or on the druid on travel form is that the person who's on the back is the person who gets threat. And so they'll be the person taking the auto attacks here as we run by. And then you'll see I run over that spot on the stairs and everything immediately snaps to right there. And now we can keep moving through and we'll get to the other side. And eventually, a little bit later, one of our people here ends up not really knowing what's going on and dying to these things, staying back and fighting them. But everybody else ends up dropping combat here because the mobs have now fully reset. So we've gotten through here. All of us have dropped combat. I didn't vanish. Our warrior's out of combat. And the only person who died was... That death doesn't even need to happen there. That can completely be avoided as well. So a very powerful skip that you can use to get through this entire area without getting into combat, without having anybody die. But it is a little bit exploity. So historically, Blizzard doesn't really ban for this kind of action. Like in Mythic Plus, evade skipping mobs or really anything like that. There's been a history of this expansion of all kinds of weird bugs that people abuse in Mythic Plus, and there's not been any action taken against them for it. So for a while, you could skip Ludwig. You could skip through all of Temple and fight the last boss first, and then go backwards with the buff. Both of those were things that you had to intentionally prepare in Mythic 0 first. You could skip Shadow of Zul with parkour, or you could for a while, and they didn't ban anybody for that. So it's unlikely that this will get you banned, but it's certainly not impossible. It may technically be against the TOS, so if that scares you off, then it's not something you'll want to do. But in practice, this is something that many of the top groups are now using to get through Shrine of the Storm and not fight these kind of annoying enemies in this area without actually expending a B-res or anything like that. It just completely skips them. As soon as 15 seconds after they get snapped to this spot, they will reset. It's very important that you hit the right spot here on your mount, the person with the two-seater mount. It's like this point right here on the stairs where the kind of angle changes. That's where you need to just move over. You can kind of AD and strafe around a little bit to make sure that the mobs actually teleport there. The way you'll know you have it working is when all of the enemies snap to you and they are floating on the stairs there and not able to actually do anything. That's what starts the timer for then you have to get through really quick. So you can't sit around or else you'll end up getting killed because they'll reset before you get all the way through. But even you don't need to use lightfoots or anything. Just everybody moving fast and pressing their W key the whole time is enough to get through. Anyways, hope this video has helped explain. It just looks so weird the way this skip happens, right? It's kind of hard to understand what exactly has gone on here. But that is what's happening. So if you see that in Shrine of the Storm runs, that's how it happens. Thanks for watching. Hope this video helped. If it did, remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.